Hey you guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday. I just got off a session with one of my clients and we were talking about parallel realities, and she was like, I would love if you did a video on it. So I do have videos on parallel realities and how it doesn't matter what reality you're in now. All it takes is just a shift, just a change in the state of mind to put you in a reality that actually serves you. Which is, it's really insane. Like, this topic, I love this topic. It could be a really deep topic, but I will be talking about that today. So with parallel realities, what it is it's kind of like the circumstances don't matter. You hear that all the time. Circumstances don't matter. Your current reality doesn't really matter, because there are many I always explain it as in lanes. So imagine there's unlimited amount of lanes on the freeway, and you can just shift to the one that you want for it to take you to the destination you want. So I'll be explaining that more, but I found a little quote that I want to read to you. So get your drinks, get your snacks, you guys. Happy Friday, happy weekend. Let's start off this weekend right. If you are experiencing lack of money, lack of SP, whatever it is that doesn't serve you right now, understand that you are not stuck in this reality alone. You are not just playing in this one lane. All these lanes, all these parallel realities are available to you, and how you shift to them, I'll tell you soon. Let me read this quote first. So it says, in quantum physics, a particle can jump from one state to another without moving through space in between. This is called a quantum leap, a sudden shift that defies linear progression, right? So us humans, we always think everything's linear, right? Like everything has to happen in steps. Like it can't go like 0 to 100, right? It has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then steps, and then into your 100th level, right? That is not true. That's what it means when it's talking about defies linear progression. So if you, this is a hard concept to grasp, but if you keep thinking that things need to happen in order, stop thinking that way. Like, for example, if you think, oh, I'm in no contact, like, so what it's going to take is maybe my SP is going to have to see me some way, somehow. And then that's going to spark interest, and that's going to spark intrigue. And then they're going to message me. And then we're going to go back into contact again. That is false. You don't have to set it up in your mind with steps. Same thing with money. For example, a lot of people are like, no, like if I want more money, I have to work harder, right? No, you don't. No, you don't. It can literally appear out of an unexpected source. That's what happened to my client when we were talking today in session. She was like, Ani, I went on vacation. I'm spending so much money, and literally I still have the same, if not more, in my bank account. And it's so weird. And that can be, if you are in an abundance mindset, you can be in a reality where it just doesn't decrease. I know that sounds so crazy. If you're with me, comment down below. If you understand what I'm saying, comment down below. But you can literally be in realities where you're spending and there's no decrease, or there's money coming in to substitute what you spent, times 10, times 20, times 1,000, times 100,000. It's a very interesting topic, very deep topic. Let me finish this quote. So back to the quote. It says, in quantum physics, a particle can jump from one state to another without moving through space in between. This is called a quantum leap, a sudden shift that defies linear progression. The same can happen in your life. You don't walk step by step to your next level. Your reality shifts unreasonably quickly. Okay? If this is your vibe, if you're vibing with this, if this is interesting to you, you guys comment down below. I can make more videos about this. The fact that things do not have to be linear. You don't have to manifest step by step. Okay? If you're also interested, I've mentioned this before in many of my videos. the double slit experiment. Check it out. So we are all atoms, right? We're all atoms. We look very solid, but everything like on a microscopic level is atoms, and they're vibrating so quickly that it looks solid. You can look into this more scientifically if you like, those who are interested. But what that double slit experiment explains or has proven is when an atom is presented with, I'm going to explain it in my own terms. When it's presented with like a circumstance, okay? Or you're trying to block it, right? So that atom will split in two just to get to its destination. It'll split in two. It'll come back to its original form after it dodges the circumstance or it dodges the block. It'll come back to being one piece and it'll get to its destination. What does that mean? If you are vibrating atoms, your whole body is, everything around you is, it means things will conform even if you set circumstances, even if you set blocks in between. If you persist in the idea of what you desire, those things will conform and they will evolve to match what you want to see. Okay? If you're still with me, comment down below. Did I say get your drinks, get your snacks? So this means now we're going to a deeper level. This means that not everything has to make sense. This means you don't need to know the how. You know how I always say, or everyone in this community says, you don't need to figure out the how. Why is that? Well, I personally don't say that just so you don't stress about the how. It's not just to sugarcoat it. I specifically say that because I understand how this energy, the forming and the evidence conforms and how it shows up in your reality. It does it on its own. And you don't need to figure, like, for example, if you really want to know the how, check out that experiment. But it all comes down to the same science. We are also those atoms, right? So you don't need to know the how. It does not need to be linear. Your reality does not care how linear things are. Your reality doesn't have anything to prove to you. Your reality is literally like, you want that? Okay, I'll get it to you. You just don't stand in my way. Don't stand in the trying to figure it out, because then you're sending me mixed signals. You're continuously putting blocks in between the conforming of this thing that needs to appear in your reality by changing your mind constantly, by putting everything else on a pedestal but you, by trying to figure out the timing, right? So this all matters. So when we say stop trying to figure out the how, stop trying to speed it, like stop trying to worry about the time, stop asking about when it's going to come, or all of those circumstances, your reality doesn't see that, doesn't see circumstances. Only you do. On a 3D level, only you see circumstances. Your universe doesn't care. Your universe can have 15 circumstances regarding your situation, but still get you what you want. It will conform regardless. So regarding back to parallel realities. So now that we know that things will conform without us, we don't need to manipulate, right? The atoms conform to show up in our reality, like a hologram or a simulation, I should say. Okay, think of it in those terms. Now, going back to parallel realities, why is parallel realities important? Well, first of all, you need to understand that all options, all variations of what you want exist right now. So there's a reality where you're super wealthy. There's a reality where you're lacking money. There's a reality where you're being chosen by your specific person. There's a reality you're not. There's a reality you're struggling. There's a reality you're not. And this is at an infinite number of realities. Just imagine every every equation you can come up with, right? There's infinite ones. Now, how do you get to the one you want, right? People say act as if, that is a way. People say script as if, that is another way. People say visualize the end, that is another way. I'll tell you my best choice in all those techniques and what's helped me and my clients the most, but I'm just naming things that do help you shift your reality. So visualizing, acting as if, living in the end scene. Neville talks about this. Scripting about it, meditating on it, EFT tapping to help you reprogram your mind and reinforce what you actually want to feel, think, and experience. That is something I teach a lot in my one-on-one sessions, and I have many courses on them. So you guys, if you need that, I'm not available until September for one-on-one coaching. So if you need to do that in between, or you're very interested in that, links are going to be in the description box down below. The way I like to do it is, I would advise you write down everything you're currently experiencing now and how you show up for yourself now. So for example, how you talk, how you behave, what is your money, what is your financial status, your health, your fitness, your relationship status. You write everything down. And then on the other side of the paper, create another column. What would you like it to be? How would you like to show up in this world? How would you like to be seen? How do you want people to view you? How do you want your body? How do you want your physical appearance to look? What kind of partner do you want? What do you want your financial status to be? So you make these two columns, and then you slowly every day take action towards each of them to get closer to that desired version of yourself. This is you choosing identities. This is you shifting from your current identity that's not serving you to a desired identity that will serve you. Why is this important? When you start acting upon who you want to be and how you want to be and how you want to be seen, when you start acting upon it little by little, day by day, from changing a habit here, changing a habit there, changing your way you show up for yourself here, changing the way you show up for your body there, changing the way you show up for yourself, how you prioritize yourself or how you prioritize friends, little by little, these habits you change, little by little go closer into the lane that you desire. And how you'll know you're in the lane of what you desire is slowly but surely, the evidence will start showing up. People will start treating you differently. Opportunities will come up much more often for you. Money will start flowing in like it never did before. People will start choosing you. If you're a woman, you might start noticing more men come up to you and give you more attention. Maybe exes start coming out of the blue, out of the woodwork. Same if you're a guy, exes start coming up, coming out of no contact back into contact with you. They all of a sudden want to know what you're up to, what you're doing. Maybe you get a raise at work, money starts flowing in, someone offers you a better job, better deal, better promotion. All these things start happening slowly but surely as you change your daily habits slowly but surely. This is why it's so important to be consistent in your daily habits and changes. If you don't know where to start, the guided courses help you 1000%. I created them specifically for you to be able to do the homework on a daily basis and have homework if you're not able to coach. If you are able to coach, here for you guys. We're all here for you. And if you don't need any of that, this is why these videos are here for you, right? Just take this information and start applying it. I always try to give you challenges every week, you guys, to do something to get there, to start shifting your reality so you start seeing results. But just know, if you take anything from this video, take the understanding and the knowledge that parallel realities exist. Everything exists all at once. If you think everything must be linear, that's not how this works. And that's good though. That is so good that nothing needs to be linear, because nothing needs to happen in steps. Us as humans think it does. So we kind of prolong the manifestation, or we look at it from a different point of view, which doesn't really serve us. So I know it's very difficult to stop looking at things like linearly. Is that a word, linearly? Anyway, I know it might be difficult to look at a situation like that and think, oh, well, this has to happen and then that has to happen. Oh, we fought. Okay, well, so we got to make up. Who's going to make up first? I don't know. Someone has to reach out to another person. Then we'll maybe make up. And then if we make up, then maybe we'll talk. We'll have the relationship talk or this or that. I'm sure you know what I mean. We've all gone through this as humans. We always want to control the situation. That's how we control, by making things linear and trying to figure out the how. If you can drop those things, life becomes much easier. If you can trust that everything in your reality are little particles, little atoms vibrating at a certain frequency that looks solid to you, that means everything is very holographic now. On a scientific point of view, everything is very holographic. What does that mean? That it can change. It's a simulation. If you change what's in the computer, the simulation will change. Deep topic, but it's true. You don't believe me? Apply it and see on your own. Little by little. Little by little. Apply and see on your own. If you want to test it out, not on such a high level, like, I don't know, situation you have in your life, maybe on a smaller thing, do what my client did. She started affirming that she's so grateful that she has so much money in her bank account, and the more she spends, the more her bank account has money, the more she gets back. I gave her a few affirmations to do, and that's exactly what was going on. At first, she didn't believe it. She didn't believe that that's true, that will happen, because she's thinking, I only have one job. I don't have other sources of income. How is that going to work? Like, if I'm affirming for more money, how is that going to work? Well, she dropped her story about worrying about spending. She wouldn't flinch anymore when she would spend. She wouldn't worry anymore when she would spend like she used to. She would actually have a mantra. Like I gave her mantra, every time I spend $1, I get 1,000 back. Every time I spend money, I get double, triple, quadruple back that amount. And at first she didn't believe it. At first she didn't see evidence right away. And then she started seeing more and more and more and more evidence. Opportunities started arising, more money started coming in. Things that she didn't know that would happen. Routes that she was not aware of. They come later. The how comes later. Okay, so keep that in mind, you guys. I hope this video helped. If it did, comment down below. I love you. I love each and every one of you. You guys are the next success story. Take up my challenge. I'll see you soon.